Let's start by talking about macronutrients, what they are and why they are important. Macro meaning large because they make up most of our diet. There are 4 macronutrients: proteins, fats, carbohydrates, and water. Now each one has its own purpose, and working together, they are the major components of our diet. Let's start with proteins. Proteins are created by combining different amino acids together. Think of amino acids like Lego pieces. Mixed and matched, they can create a variety of different things, proteins. Basically, amino acids are found in food as single entities, amino acids, or prepackaged as a protein unit. Therefore, there are different types of proteins which are categorized as incomplete. The food does not have all the amino acid pieces in it to form a protein, or complete. The food does contain all the amino acid pieces needed to create a protein. Incomplete proteins are found in plant-based foods. Our body can't use incomplete proteins, so they must be eaten with other kinds of incomplete proteins so that the 2 matching parts come together to make a complete protein. Much like how a plastic Easter egg works together. You need both pieces to make the whole egg. People who are vegetarian or vegan must pay special attention to their diet to make sure they eat the complementary amino acids in their diet so that they end up with complete proteins for their bodies to use. So, a complete protein is packaged with the necessary parts so that they can be used right when they are eaten. Kind of like a box kit that comes with the necessary parts to make a cake or a model car. These complete proteins are found in lean meats such as chicken, turkey, pork, and other red meats, fish, shellfish, and seafood, dairy such as milk, cheese, and yogurt, eggs, legumes, which are like beans and peas, and nuts and soy. There always seems to be some fad happening with the latest magical food or concept, and large protein supplementation drinks seem to be one of the latest things. As with many fads, the real negatives don't seem to be glamorized along with the benefits. While protein is indeed important in our diet, many aren't aware that if you eat more protein than what your body will use, it will be converted to fat. Also, eating animal-based proteins means that you are increasing your body fat intake, which can have a negative effect on your cardiovascular health. The next macronutrient is fat. As for eating fat, well, it just seems to be one of those things that doesn't seem to make sense. If you're trying to lose weight, why are you eating fat? Well, the truth of the matter is that there are good fats and bad fats. Your body uses forms of good fat for many different vital functions of the body. For example, good fats are used as a fuel source, insulation, to transport vitamins, to store energy in cell membranes, oils in the skin, hormones, insulation on nerves, and even in the brain. While some try to eliminate fats altogether in their weight loss programs, it usually ends up backfiring because they don't realize all the important functions that fat does for us. It's kind of got a bad reputation, but it's usually a good guy. So what makes fats bad for us? Well, it has to do with the quality and the amount of fats that we eat in the typical American diet. There are 3 types of fats, and in order from best to worst, they are monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, and saturated or trans fats. Now, examples of monounsaturated fats include things like coconut oil, grapeseed oil, and olive oil. They are considered the good fats. Oils in this category tend to stay liquid at room temperature. The next level of fats are polyunsaturated fats. Now, polyunsaturated fat is found in plant and animal foods such as salmon, vegetable oils, and some nuts and seeds. And the least favorable of the 3 types of fats are the saturated or trans fats. These tend to be hard at room temperature and are associated with poor cardiovascular health. Examples of saturated fats are fatty meats, poultry with skin, lard and dairy products, and even Crisco. They tend to be found in typical junk foods and low-quality deep-fried foods. The American Heart Association recommends that you eat less than 30% of your total daily calories from fats. The third kind of macronutrient then are carbohydrates, better known as carbs. Carbohydrates are the primary source of fuel for the body and brain. There are two types of carbs, simple and complex. Simple carbs are sugars and are the most quickly and easily absorbed. They include things like table sugar, soda, and juice. Since they are quickly digested and available for use by the body, they tend to be good for quick energy boosts. This means that there is usually an associated spike of insulin and energy. As an athletic walker, we should know how to benefit from these to maximize our walks. On the other hand, complex carbs take time to digest because you usually have to chew and digest them and therefore take longer to get into the bloodstream. Some examples include fruit, bread, starch, and vegetables. Because they take time to digest, the energy they release tends to occur over time and lasts much longer than simple sugars. On a side note, calories is used to measure the amount of fuel a food has. Technically, it is the amount of fuel needed to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree Celsius. Energy is used by the body to create heat, perform functions, and is used by muscles for muscle contraction. Not enough energy leads to starvation and wasting of the body. Eat more calories than what the body is currently needing, and it gets turned into fat and stored later on your hips and belly. So, what are empty calories? Empty calories is a term used to define calories that are eaten that don't have any direct value for the body, usually junk food based. They are usually excess levels of simple sugars and fats, which the body can't use and therefore stores as fat. The typical American diet is full of empty and useless calories that we eat regularly, and they are found in sodas, snacks, excess food consumption, etc., leading to a variety of health issues, one of which is increased body fat percentages. The final macronutrient is water, and it has its own hydration video.